I'm going to call this one Don't Go to Jail. I think pretty much everyone in the gun community needs to hear this. Based on several things, but mainly an interaction I had on Instagram. If someone is trying to steal your shit and they are unarmed and you shoot them, you go to jail for murder. Do you know that? That's basically every state. Like maybe Texas, you might be able to get away with that shit. But unless they're like in your home, like committing a fucking home invasion, then you might be able to get away with it in any place that has a castle doctrine. Not every place has castle doctrine. In most of the U.S. right now, you can't shoot someone for property. That's what the law says. So at the point that you do that, they can charge you with murder and take you to jail. I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying that's what the fucking law says. And to be honest, I'd rather get robbed than end up in fucking prison. Yeah, maybe that's a rare statement in the gun community. Bunch of trigger-happy motherfuckers that are like, that's total bullshit. He started the fight when he tried to rob him. Not if he didn't have a weapon, he didn't. Unless he, like, used force in some other way and there's a disparity. Like, if you're a little old man and he fucking hits you, then maybe you could get away with that. Maybe. But even that's doubtful. If you fucking start a lethal confrontation like that, 9 times out of 10 in the United States, you're going to jail. That's just the way it is. Like, I don't know why our laws are set up that way. I would ask the fucking politicians. But what about so-and-so in the news? They didn't go to jail. Yeah, where do they live? Florida or Texas? Well, that's why. Like, in some states, there's still exceptions to this. But, like, right now in Oklahoma, if someone's stealing my car and I walk out there and put a gun to their head and just blow them away, I'm going to fucking jail. You're going to fucking jail. Anybody'd go to fucking jail for that. And, like, for a reason. And to be honest, like, the part of this that I do see is that they aren't trying to kill you, and you just straight up murdered them over a fucking, VCR or a car or whatever the fuck it is that they're trying to steal. Like, all of this changes when you enter a home and it's like in a state with castle doctrine. That, like, you can just blow them away then. But again, that's what the law says. And not every state has that law. It doesn't seem like that fucking complex of a subject to me. I was watching a video where this guy was getting his truck stolen, and he pulled out a 5-shot revolver and fired 5 warning shots at the guy, and the guy ran him over with the truck. And I'm like, that's kind of a fucked up situation no matter which way you look at it. But if you're going to pull the gun in that instance, you don't fire fucking warning shots. All that does is escalate the fucking matter. And, like, the whole fucking panel of people below it that were debating him were fucking saying, he just fired warning shots. Like, that makes a difference. You've shot a lethal weapon at a dude. It's a big deal. Half of your rights and responsibilities in owning a fucking firearm is knowing who you can and can't shoot. And in that particular situation, where an unarmed man is asking for your truck and you're obliging him, basically, there's really not much to do. Like, there's an argument to be made that, like, if you're in the truck and you're in a state with castle doctrine, that extends to the truck. I know like Missouri is set up that way. But again, that ain't every state. And there's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that are just like, I guess, ready to go to prison for murder or manslaughter. In this day and age, you have to be a little bit more careful than that. Look at like, oh, what's his fuck? Kyle Rittenhouse. He had every reason to shoot some of the people he shot. And he still ended up going to jail and going to court over it. He won by some fucking miracle. You know? Like, you know how easily that could have gone the other fucking way? How seriously do you take your freedom? Like, is your truck worth your fucking whole life? Probably best just let him take it then, eh? Like, I know that's not like the manly advice or whatever, but you know, I'm not much of a man. You're sitting there with your revolver saying, make my day, and the guy doesn't have a fucking gun. You just blow him away. That looks real, real bad to a court. You know, and to be honest, there's way more situations where you shouldn't shoot somebody than that you should shoot somebody. Like, they have a gun and are threatening your life. They have a knife and are threatening your life. Those are reasons to shoot somebody. Hell, they're standing in your home and you're in a castle ground state. Those are reasons to shoot somebody. He stole my ex is, you know, not any justification to shoot someone under the current laws, sadly. Used to be in Texas that you could shoot a fleeing felon in the back. I think they've changed that. I knew of a case once where a guy shot a guy who was running off with his VCR that he grabbed off his front porch. Why the VCR was on the front porch, I have no idea, but this was the case. And he got away with it because it was in the 80s in Texas. You do that same shit today, I guarantee you're going to jail for murder. In most states. The court looks at things like, did you have to shoot this person? It's like the only answer for murder is that it was in self-defense. If it's not in self-defense or defense of your home, that gets real fucking complicated real quick and you go to jail. 9 times out of 10. You'll be cellmates with some big black dude named Bubba who's stretching your asshole. I think most of the gun community has no idea what it's like to live in the real world. There's consequences to the shit you do. You're used to just being able to do whatever you want because America and freedom and whatever, right? See how fucking America and freedom you are when you're in fucking prison. It's basically never worth shooting someone over property. Not in today's age, not with the media being the way it is and the laws being the way they are. And every fucking DA being a George Soros plant. I know, it's not how it should be, but that's how it is. And like, you don't live in your fantasy fucking Die Hard world where you're John McClane. You live in the real world where you're some dipshit that works at Walmart or whatever and carries your little revolver. And like, you gotta be goddamn certain that you need to shoot someone before you shoot them. I don't even hardly carry a gun anymore. Doesn't seem worth it. To be quite frank. Again, given the things that are in the fucking news, I don't know how you could justify to yourself taking that risk every day. But that's just me. You can do you. You can be like my buddy Elite Preacher and carry a gun with you everywhere you go. You never know. There might be an armed robbery. I love you, dude, but you're fucking paranoid. He's gonna watch this. It's unfortunate when you go to jail for shooting someone that didn't need shot. And it happens every day. I was watching a thing on the news today where some guy shot an Uber driver because they came to his house. Like, did you have to shoot him? No. Then why did you shoot him? Because they were doing blah, 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 blah. Well, were they trying to kill you? No. Jail. In fact, most things end in jail. I'll see you guys later.